call the Monday, November 9th, 2020, Blue Springs Planning Commission meeting to order. If everyone could please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you and welcome everybody this evening, and for those watching at home. Tonight's agenda consists of item 1, the consent agenda, which consists of the October 26 meeting minutes. Item 2, the amended planned residential overlay concept plan for Adams Point Village. Item 3, other business, and item 4, adjournment. At this time, I would entertain a motion for the consent agenda.
Chair.
Commissioner Peel.
I move that the meeting minutes from October 24th, 2020 for the Planning Commission be approved as submitted by staff.
Chairman, can I add something to those minutes?
Commissioner Craddolph.
We asked a question to the applicant after the meeting, and I'd like to know if I can include I posted a question in relationship to a noise wall, and I asked about hours of operation. I believe the applicant responded with the usage of, he spoke about they used an earth berm, and in terms of hours of operations, I believe the applicant responded by saying the facility would be in operation for 24 hours.
And I guess just to clarify, was that not included in the minutes?
Maybe not, obviously not.
Okay.
This was a conversation you had after the meeting, after it had adjourned?
Well, we posed questions. I know Commissioner Phillips asked him a question about water runoff, and I asked a question about hours of operation and about the noise factor, and he spoke about using a berm.
That was not after the meeting, that was during the meeting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remember the conversation, that's why I was asking if it was in the minutes.
Oh, right here. Regardless, we'll add that.
Okay.
We can add that if we want.
Okay, so,
Do I need to amend the motion?
Yes, please.
Okay, Chair, I move that the meeting minutes from October 26, 2020 with the additional notes about noise and runoff be added to the minutes.
okay.
Hours of operation as well.
And be approved as submitted by staff.
And the hours of operation?
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
And the berm.
Yeah, the burn, the hours of operation, and the runoff.
Okay. So we have a motion with the amended minutes from Commissioner Peel. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Second from Commissioner Craddolph. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Thank you. All right, and then we've got a public hearing this evening, so I'll read the procedure for public hearings. I'll open the public hearing and we'll call it for exhibits from the city attorney. We'll have the staff comments for their presentation. We'll have the applicant come forward if they'd like to make a presentation. Then we'll ask for witnesses in favor, and then witnesses opposed, and then we'll have general discussion and then close the public hearing and call for motions. I'll now open the public hearing for amended PRO concept plan PROC-10-20-7532 for Adams Point Village, and ask for exhibits from our city attorney.
Mr. Chairman, I offer the following exhibits into the record. Exhibit 1, staff report with attachments. Exhibit 2, application with attachments. Exhibit 3, affidavit of publication in the Examiner on October 24, 2020. Exhibit 4, 185-foot notification map. Exhibit 5, names and addresses of property owners within 185 feet of the site. Exhibit 6, copy of the letter sent to said property owners. Exhibit 7, Title IV Land Use Section Blue Springs Code of Ordinances by reference. And Exhibit 8, 2014 Comprehensive Plan by reference.
Thank you. And at this time, I'd ask for the staff's presentation.
Thank you, Chair Sanderson and Planning Commission. Before you today is a public hearing at the request of the applicant and owner, Tyler Sallee, with Sallee Homes, to approve an amendment to the Adams Point Village Planned Residential Overlay Concept Plan. The Adams Point Village is located south of Artie Mize at its intersection with northeast Adams Point Drive. It's SF7 ADPO PRO zoning, which is single-family Adams Dairy Parkway overlay, planned residential overlay as well. This entire subdivision is approximately 38 acres. For a little bit of history, the Adams Point subdivision was originally approved in 2005, later amended in 2016 when the second phase was platted. The subdivision was originally approved for 83 lots. The first 2 phases have already been platted and encompassed 40 buildable lots. There are 43 lots remaining. In 2016, that second phase was approved by Planning Commission with a couple amendments. First, the housing classifications in the southwest corner, that second phase, were reduced in the second phase. And secondly, a trail along the golf course, along the western boundary, as well as a little bit of the southern boundary up to where Pavilion Drive is proposed to be extended to. That portion of the trail was removed due to existing vegetation along that, especially along that western boundary, as well as the topography restraints. The developer at that time proposed to add exercise equipment to offset that reduction in the trail amenity. Since then, the several private property owners on the southeast corner on the second phase have constructed improvements to their property, one being their house, but secondly, some accessory structures and or fencing in the southeast corner, some playground equipment as well that actually encroached on track D, and the applicant has labeled these out here. In order to accommodate these encroachments, the developer is first asking to reduce the open space in track D to accommodate them. The developer would then need to coordinate the subdivision of track D, and each owner would then take ownership of their sliver of land in front of track D, or behind their property along track D. This reduction in open space only reduces the landscape buffer from 25 to 15 along that western boundary, which is 15 is the minimum requirement, so it does not reduce the landscape buffer beyond the minimum required by code. Additionally, the subdivision as a whole has ample open space scattered throughout the 38-acre subdivision to accommodate all of the minimum open space requirements for a single-family subdivision, even with the proposed reduction. Secondly, the applicant originally, when the agenda was first published, they requested to reduce the housing classification on several lots within the subdivision, specifically in these areas in red, reducing those lots from Class A to Class B. Since then, the developer has realized that this actually was not a continuation that they intended of the existing classification of houses on the blocks. So they have provided a revised plan that actually does meet the classification requirements. And in essence, Code does require that only one housing class is imposed on any singular block. And so these two central blocks, in essence, are Class A, as you can, I'll try and call them out here. So this block and the second block are all Class A now, with the revised plan provided by the applicant. And then Class B down here, Lot 43, originally should have been in 2016 included in that housing classification change, and it was missed by staff. So 43 is being reduced from Class A on the original approval in 2006, and it is now being proposed to be a Class B to match the remainder of its block as required by code. So those are the two north blocks, though, are in the revised plan by the applicant will be Class A. They have provided that in their notes on their plan for their floor area classification summary. So that is part of their record, or their submitted plan. It does meet the condition that staff put in the staff report. And so staff believes that the applicant is acquiescing to staff's recommendation based on this revision. Other than those two changes, to track D in lot 43, the housing classification on lot 43 itself, all other elements of the concept plan originally approved in 05 and 2016 remain intact. The required trail will be installed with the next phase along the south and east borders of the development, as well as in the northwest corner, connecting from Artie Mize to the internal street network and sidewalk. The exercise equipment along the south and east borders as well is shown. Street lights, building design, and all other elements will remain the same as well. And so with that, staff does recommend approval with the 5 conditions, including the original condition concerning the housing classification, just to make sure that it is explicitly part of the record to for posterity and making sure that nothing gets lost in translation. So with that, staff recommends approval, and I'll stand for any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Drury. Any questions for staff on this? Commissioner Phillips.
I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. You're saying we do not want to remove 3A from the recommendations?
Correct. Yeah, just to make sure that it remains and it's very clear that that is the intention. Because as part of this agenda, the original and the revised plan are included in this agenda, and just to make sure that the right copy, in case just to make sure that it's clear, explicit in the record.
Okay.
Any other questions for Mr. Drury? All right, thank you. Would the applicant like to come forward and make a presentation? You have to be sworn in and state your name and address, please.
You promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Tyler Sallee with Sallee Homes, 3730 Northeast Troon Drive, Lee Summit, Missouri, 64064. Don't really have a formal presentation tonight. I think Nathan's done a good job explaining what we're planning to do here. And just to clarify on the classification of the houses, that was an oversight on our original plan that got submitted, so our apologies for that. We intended to keep those blocks uniform like they were originally planned, and I think we just again, an oversight on that original plat. So we have that fixed, and it's clear on our end how the house classifications will go per block from A to B. So happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for the applicant? All right, see none. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, is there any witnesses who'd like to speak in favor of this application? Any witnesses opposed? Any other final discussion? Okay, seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. And I would entertain a motion for the PRO concept plan.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Craddolph.
I move for approval for the amended plan residential overlay concept plan PROC-10-20-7532 Haddon Points Village with the 5 staff conditions, including the original housing conditions.
All right, I have a motion from Commissioner Craddolph. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second from Commissioner Honeycutt. This will be a roll call vote.
Planning Commissioner Banks,
Aye.
Commissioner Billups,
Aye.
Peel,
Aye.
Rohr,
Aye.
Hose,
Aye.
Craddolph,
Aye.
Honeycutt,
Aye.
Sanderson.
Aye. All right, so that motion carried with 5 staff conditions. This item will be recommended and heard by the City Council in their Monday, November 16th meeting at 6 p.m. And with that, we're on to other business.
Thank you, Chair. We have no other business other than the next meeting we have scheduled for Monday, November 23rd. We do not have any items for that, so we would be happy to entertain a motion to cancel that meeting.
Okay, would entertain a motion to cancel the Monday, November 23rd, 2020 meeting since there's no business to be heard.
So moved.
Second, Commissioner Peel, and second from Commissioner Billups. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so thank you. And if there's no other business, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Commissioner Peel,
Second.
and second from Commissioner Billups. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? All right, so this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.